What's up, family? How y'all living? How y'all feeling? Tasha checking in with another video. This is going to be none other than a review for the Bell Collective, season 6, episode 7. What is it? Believable Miracle? Child, I don't know what the heck is up with that name. If it's your first time joining me, go ahead and like this video, comment in the comment section, and most importantly, subscribe to the Redefine Me channel. Child, we have a good, great time over here, okay? If I had to rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give it a 5. It seemed like every week I'm giving this a 5, okay? I don't know. But anyway, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all would give this episode. Let's get into it of the things, okay? I have photos, of course, and so I'm going to be adding them as we go. All right. Got my little background music. Let me drop that just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, y'all. Let's add the first photo. All right, so this episode opened up. Glendale, if y'all see that on the photo, he is up there preparing some food for Lateshia because she is coming back from the girls' trip to the Gulf Coast. And so I don't know what this is. He must have took a page from Cliff's book because Cliff did the same thing when he was kind of in the doghouse with Latrice, fixing food, or not even fixing it, ordering out food and having food prepared for when the wife got home, right? Then we up and see Lateshia. She is pulling up with her luggage. She's about to walk into the house and they about to sit down and have lunch together and all of that. She walk in the house and Glendale is like, oh, hey, baby, how you doing? You know, got the food for you and everything. Lateshia goes, sit down, says some little prayers and all of that. And then she starts talking to Glenn about what happened in the trip. She's saying that, you know, it was a good trip and she got a chance to talk to Latrice, but she still doesn't trust Latrice about everything that happened at her pool party. And pause. I'm need for Lateshia to stop blaming Latrice for every single thing that happens within her marriage instead of blaming the person that is sitting at the table with you. I just don't understand this. Like she even said it out of her mouth that people can say these things and accuse you of these things and play all up in our marriage because of the past things that you have done. And it's like she recognizes it, but she still doesn't call a thing and put the blame where it needs to be put. She holds everybody else accountable except for this man, and I just do not understand it. So anyway, fast forward, Treese ends up going over to Taste and goes over to the condos where her husband Cliff has been staying. This is what I do not understand. Cliff, please help me understand why you are in love with these condos. Why do you not want to go home to your nice, beautiful, big house? Now, the whole week that she was gone, or the whole couple of days, he was over there at the condos, but you got a nice house and you sitting up here just staying at these condos. I don't understand. It gives me vibes that you're doing something reckless that you should not be doing, right? But who wants Cliff? I mean, but hey, I could be wrong. It may be some desperate women out here. Like, look at them. I'm not impressed. You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't be me. So he said being around her and having her come over to the condos is a little annoying at times. He wants to have his space and he wants her to have her space. But sir, that's fine. But within your house, I'm pretty sure there are other rooms in there where y'all can go and have y'all own me time and space or whatever. So Latrice, when she walked in the door at the condo, she said, I'm going to be moving in over here. Since you want to live at these condos, I'm going to go ahead and bring my stuff over here and move in with you. So we see Latrice is up here. He like, no, don't be doing that. She's like, no, that's what's going to happen since you want to live over here at the condos. So she goes and take her bag and she starts unpacking her stuff. She says she's trying to prove a point to him. Both of them seem foolish. You got me messed up. If you think that I'm going to sit up here and go live in some condos while I'm paying mortgage over somewhere else at a house, that is insane to me. Okay. Anyway, it's a bunch of foolishness. Ain't nobody tripping off Latrice and her old husband Cliff. They up here just doing a whole bunch of nothing for nothing. Okay, he needs to get up out the condos and come onto the house and make himself a man cave at the house. Okay, it's just foolishness to me. If I was the wife, I would feel a way too. Like, why are you always over here at these condos? Like, you're sleeping over here, you're over here all the time. Like, what is the problem? Do you want to be by yourself? Because if that's the case, we can make that happen. Like, that's how I would feel as a wife. So we get to Tambra, and Tambra this season, I'm just gonna be totally honest. Why didn't Carlos get rid of Tambra? She is giving nothing. She has nothing to give. Why is she still on this show? I would have preferred So Gucci to stay on the show. In my opinion, So Gucci was given a little bit more. But because Selena was coming on, they had to get rid of So Gucci, I guess, because they had that whole issue with restraining order and all that other stuff. So now we have to keep Tambra, but Tambra gives nothing. Okay, Tambra decides that she wants to meet up with Damon and some type of money manager. Is that what he was? Financial planner, Mr. Martin, right here. So they're gonna meet up together and they discuss some money. So Tambra is up here making it seem like Damon is not good with money. But ma'am, I need women to stop doing this. If he was not good with money, if he was not a good man, Savannah, why the heck did you open your legs up and have a baby with this man if you felt like he was not going to be able to be good with money, to provide for you and your daughter and do the things that he needed to do? But that's because Tambra at a certain point throughout these seasons was a pick-me-sha when it came to Damon, okay? She really wanted him to marry her and all this other stuff, but it just so happens that she got knocked up before the marriage. Even the financial planner asked, are y'all saving or working on y'all finances towards marriage? And Tambra is like, you have to save for marriage, and the financial planner is like, yes, you do. Now, he made a good point as financial planner because I did not know that. If I know what I know now that I am married, I would have probably, yes, went ahead and saved a little bit before me and my husband took that step. But thank God, me and my husband was able to pay for our wedding, and we're not in any financial debt or nothing like that when it for the wedding, right? And so I don't think Damon is going to marry Tambra. And if he does, it's probably going to be not for another 3-4 years, possibly. And now she just got a baby daddy. She might as well just say she got a baby daddy and move on to somebody who was ready to commit to her in that way. She is up here saying that, they were thinking about having a joint account. Why are you thinking about having a joint account, Tambra? Y'all not even married. I don't understand why the joint account is necessary, right? And so he's telling her, I'm not going to steal from our baby. And she's like, oh, you ain't going to steal from the baby, but would you steal from me? I said, Tambra, so you don't trust the man? I don't get it. How do you not trust the man, but you open your legs and gave up your cooch to him and got knocked up by him? I just don't understand that. So anyway, this was a bunch of smoke and mirrors. We know Tambra don't have no issue with Damon and his money. Damon works about 2-3 jobs. He seems like he's a good dad. He seems like he's adding into the daughter's life and everything like that. Tambra said when she was pregnant with her, she made a baby account right away, which I get it. I wish if I could turn back the hands of time, I would have did the same thing for my daughter, right? However, past is past. We in the future. We in the present. Okay, it's a gift. So I understand how Tambra feels, but I think she just made up a bunch of this stuff to have some type of importance in this season because she just really has been a lot of fluff. Like, really, I just don't get it. But anyway, let's move on because I just think that Tambra and Damon don't have no issues. And she just creating stuff because she don't have nothing going on. I mean, really, this whole season so far, what have we seen Tambra have going on? Like when we first met her, we used to see her at the radio station. We used to see her doing all types of little jobs and DJ gigs and stuff like that. And then, she was anticipating pregnancy and stuff like that. And she had something going on with that. And so that was something that, she was giving to the show. But as of right now, Tambra's not giving what she needs to give, in my opinion. But moving on. So we move on to Cliff and Glendale, right? So Glendale wants to meet Cliff at Taste to talk to him about the fact that the pool party, like if it was, Glendale said if it was his house, he would have shut down that situation. Basically, he was saying you broke bro code, okay? But Cliff is up here saying, listen, I can't control what my wife do with these questions and all this other stuff. But he said, you just got to make sure you be careful who it is that you're around and all of this stuff like that, right? So he said, I look up to you as a brother or whatever. That's what Glendale was saying. And it's just like, pause. I would have told him, look, If Cliff was a real man and was standing on business, what he should have did was check him and let him know, look, do not blame me for your infidelity. Do not blame me for your wandering penis. You are the one that set up here and cheated on your wife. You are the one that has all this stuff going on. If it wasn't for you doing all of these things, Glendale, then we would not be where we are today. So take some ownership and accountability. But see, accountability is not Glendale's first name or Lateshia's first name, because they want to blame everybody else but who they need to blame about the issues within their marriage. And I'm like, why are you meeting up with this dude up here acting like he's the problem? No, sir, you're the problem. You are the problem. You keep on cheating on your wife. That is the problem. Like, come on. Anyway, fast forward, Selena wants to get all of the Bells together to go over to her son's house. Now, y'all know Selena during this season has been dealing with her son. Her son got murdered, and supposedly it happened at his house, and she is grieving it. She is still trying to get over it. I will say this. I'm not heartless to this situation because I have never lost a child. So I don't know how that feels to lose a child, right? But I will say this, in order for you to begin a healing process from a situation, you have to slowly but surely begin to let it go. I would not have gone to my son's house at this point in time because things are still so fresh. So why would you go over to his house to open up this gigantic wound, this gigantic, to dig more salt into the wound basically. And I just wouldn't have done it at this time because she's not ready to be able to do all of that. She should have had somebody else kind of check on the house or go over there and collect some things and do whatever. But it's the first time she's been in this house since her son had got murdered, and she wasn't ready to be there, and I don't know why she went and did that. But the Bells and some of the boyfriends and husbands decided to support her and go to the house with her. So we see that she's looking at the door and she's saying, it looks like kicks right here. And Marie was saying it looks like fingerprints right there and everything. Basically, it seems like he was fighting for his life type situation. Okay. And so Marie lets her know that, we all are here for you. We all showed up for you. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to do this alone. We got your back. And they decide to hold hands and pray. And what's crazy is y'all had a witch last episode. Then you turn around and you pray in this episode. Pick a side. Okay. You can't serve two masters. You know what I'm saying? But they're praying and Cedric leads them in prayer and everything like that. Cedric was up there standing up there looking like Farrakhan's little brother with the bow tie on. And a whole suit on and stuff like that, But he led them in this, this really now lay me down to sleep type prayer. It was very juvenile and everything, but it was good that they were able to come together. What I did actually love and like was the fact that Latrice can be very kind. All of them can be a lot of things, but what she did was very kind. She said that some people only come forward with information because they don't have the information to prosecute the person that did this to her son. So police is still working on it. So Latrice said that her and Cliff will come up with the reward money. If we put reward money behind it, then people will start talking because people talk when money is involved. So I thought that was really good of Latrice to do something like that. And so I'm really hoping and praying that Selena gets the closure that she needs, that she gets the healing that she needs. I'm not anyone to tell her when to heal. That is up to her. You can never tell somebody when to get over something, especially the death of a child. But I will say that some of the stuff on this season has just kind of doubled down and not really added to her healing, in my opinion. Moving on, we have Glendale that decides that he wants to do this grand surprise for Lateshia, right? Every time I see Glendale, I want to just throw my computer on the floor. This man just plays in her face, and she just sits up here and allows for him to do these things. I do not understand why. Hold on, before we get to Glendale, let me get to Cedric and Marie and get them out of the way. Okay. Before we get to the vow renewal, because the vow renewal was some crap. It was lackluster. My daughter not even my daughter, my niece could have did. My 13-year-old niece could have did a better job with that vow renewal than Glenn did. It made me seem like he just didn't really want to do it and he didn't really care. Okay, let's get into Marie and Cedric. All right, hold on one second, y'all. Because Marie and Cedric I'm happy that they're trying to recommit to each other, but they kind of get on my nerves a little bit. Anyway, so we get to Marie and Cedric. Cedric is at his house. Marie rolls up and she's like, what you got going on, what you doing and everything like that. He says, I'm getting rid of my mattress because, you said you didn't like the mattress. You said it was a trigger for you, that there was a lot of things that happened on the mattress. So I'm going to get rid of the mattress. Pause. You got me messed up. Now, first of all, Cedric did not go get a U-Haul or nothing. He said, I'm going to just sit this right on top of my right on top of my car and get it popping right onto I guess the dump or wherever he's taking it. Now let me just say this. Mattresses cost a lot of money. You got the mattress part of the bed, then you got the frame part of the bed, and they sell them separately. I wish people would just start selling the frame and the mattress together. That would cut down on maybe some of the costs. However, that's not what people do. Nowadays, they sell, all the time, they've sold the mattress and the frame separately. And mattresses cost money. And Marie sitting up here telling them, throw your mattress away because it triggers me. Ma'am, if you're not moving into my house and sleeping in this bed, and we not getting married again and all that other stuff, you can go somewhere with yourself, okay? Because I'm not giving away nothing. I don't care how triggered you are. Mattresses cost money, and to me, it don't look like the mattress is in bad shape. So just because she mad because he done bounced up and down on her with other people, now she wanted to go somewhere. Now I can see if they about to get remarried or whatever, right? But she live in her house and he live in his house. If y'all about to get remarried and stuff like that, I would get away. I would get rid of it then, but I'm not going to get rid of it just because you say you feel away and then because my thing is this, while y'all was separated, I'm pretty sure Marie Monroe was in her bed bouncing with somebody, okay? But you don't see him telling you to get rid of your mattress, but maybe because he cheated, she feels like that's the same bed you cheated on or whatever. I don't know, but I just thought it was so dumb. I would tell Marie, you can get out of my whole face because I'm not getting rid of nothing unless you are coming to move in with me and marry me again. Goodbye, ma'am. Moving on. We get to the daggone vow renewal. First of all, Glendale overslept. He talking about he slept a little too long during the vow, and he should have been up on time for the vow renewal, but he slept too long and all of this. Okay. I said, you know what, Glendale, you off the hook. He gets a phone call from Marie, and Marie lets him know that Lateshia's staff says they ain't got nothing set up. It's nothing there. They ain't did nothing because they was waiting on you to tell them what it is that you wanted them to do. Glendale acts like he had been on the phone with them all night. Talking about, I've been on the phone with them all night trying to get prepared for this and all of that. He ain't been on the phone with nobody trying to get prepared. We didn't believe it, and neither did Lateshia's mom believe it either. Her mom showed up, and her mom said, if I was doing a vow renewal, okay, I would have been up early, 10 times early, 3-4 hours early to make sure that everything was straight for my renewal. And I agree with her mom. Like, you talking about you want to do something really major and mega for your wife, but then you sit up here and oversleep, talking about the staff ain't got nothing put together, and you got the mom and your stepdad waiting to go over to the venue with you, and it's just a whole hot mess, okay? So he's calling Lateshia trying to figure out where the heck she at because she hadn't returned his calls. He said he done called her 30 times and she ain't returned his calls yet. So all of a sudden Lateshia pulls up and she's in rare form because she says that, this day it was a long work day and everything was going on. She asked Glendale, she says, what is going on? My staff called me and said it's supposed to be some type of vow renewal. I said, you know what, Glendale, if you was really talking to the staff, then you should have told them this is a surprise. Do not tell her or call her. Apparently you were not talking to them the way you needed to because they didn't even know that she wasn't supposed to know. But then again, what kind of slow magic school bus staff you got, Lateshia? Because nobody would have to tell me not to say nothing to somebody's wife about a vow renewal. Because obviously, I know it would have been a surprise. That's just me. I don't know. Everybody don't think like me. Everybody ain't the same. They have different ways they process stuff. But I just personally feel like, I would have been calling him. I would not have called Lateshia for anything because he's the the one that wanted to put this together. So Lateshia gets mad at Glendale because she's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know about no vow renewal. Glendale is saying it's supposed to be a surprise for you. This is what I wanted to do for you. I already got clothes laid out for you and everything. And Lateshia had me mess up in this moment, because Glendale is not the favorite fan of the week person, right? But at least he was going to try to do something to surprise you. What woman does not want to be surprised by their man? I just do not understand that. So she's making it seem like, you just did something so ridiculous. Now you mad at him about that, but you're not mad at him about the daggone pool party incident and all these women and stuff. You don't, child. Lateshia get on my nerves. Okay, both of them get on my nerves for real. But what is crazy is that if they wasn't on the show, it would be a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10, because who else got really anything going on worth talking about? None of the other Bells. I definitely. So we pull up to this site. First of all, this is the vow renewal site, y'all. This Glendale, he up here calling Lateshia. When he pulled up, nothing was out there. They didn't have no cheers. They didn't have no rose petals on the ground, not a candle, not a drapery, not nothing. He got it right here in the middle of this dirt patch. Now, sir, why don't you take them chairs over there on the grassy part or something? He pulled up at this daggone park where it looked like they've been playing football for 500 years right there, and grass never grew again, okay? And you're going to set the chairs right up there. So all Glendale had in his car, he said, well, good thing I had some chairs and these flowers. Sir, that's all you was going to have. You probably didn't even call her staff. They need to stop playing in our face, because this is all Glendale. He threw it together last minute. It was real lackluster. What he gives right here in his vow renewal is what he gives in his marriage. Absolutely a lackluster approach, in my opinion, okay? So Glendale is up here. He sits the chairs out. He sits the little roses out and stuff. And he's still up here calling Lateshia. She not answering the phone. They trying to build up all the suspense, making it seem like Lateshia's not going to show up, child. And I'm just like, okay, y'all need to cut it out, because y'all know Lateshia going to show up. She has to hang on to this man just to say that she's married, I guess. She going to show up, okay? So, wait a minute, y'all. So Marie shows up, her and Cedric. He didn't invite none of the other Bells because he had told Cliff about it. But he told Cliff, he wanted this day to be special and he wanted to keep down the drama. So he can't invite him and Latrice. And Cliff was like, it's cool. But what he did do was invite Marie and Cedric. Now Marie and Cedric show up like they were coming to a vow renewal. No shade to the parents, but Letitia's mom and Glendale's stepdad or whoever he is, they showed up like they was going to a cookout afterwards. Like I just felt like they showed up. How that muddy patch was in the middle, that's how they showed up with the way they was dressing. Cedric and Marie shows up. They look presentable for the occasion. They saying they there to support them because Marie says she really does want to see their marriage work out. Their marriage will work out once she kicks him to the curb, in my opinion, because I don't feel like this is the last time that he's going to do anything messed up. Okay. Lateshia finally rose up. We all knew that she was going to come because, listen, that's Glendale. She loves Glendale. Okay, even with all the crap that he done put her through, she still wants to have my man. You can love somebody from a distance, but this dude has made you look crazy for about 5 seasons on this, 6 seasons on this show. The whole time, he's made you look like a crazy box of rocks, and you still keep dealing with them. But hey, if that's what she want to do, fine. Fast forward to Latrice Rogers. She says that she is inviting all the Bells to taste, to put together something, because she does not want them to feel like the Rogers do messy parties. She says she wants them to not feel like, what happened at the pool party is how they get down and how they roll. Okay, so she invites all of the Bells there and everything like that, and they all get there one by one. And I think Tambra asks, did you invite everybody? She says, I invited everybody, but I guess everybody isn't coming. Cliff lets her know that, well, Glendale and Lateshia isn't coming because they're doing their vow renewal. And everybody was like, oh, dang, they doing a vow renewal. I mean, that's nice, but where is our invitation? Why wasn't we invited? And I don't understand why all of the Bells could not have been invited. I don't think it would have been no drama. They went over to Selena's house with no drama. So, I don't see why they could have all been invited. But anyway, that was Glendale's choice, okay? Hold on, y'all. I was trying to add my other picture, and then StreamYard started acting crazy. StreamYard gonna give me some money back, child, because they've been having issues with their photo department. The last time I tried to do a live, it was an issue with StreamYard photos. And now this time, after I have added photos for the last how many minutes I've been on here, now they want to say we having an issue. Okay, just wait. When Monday come, I'm freaking calling StreamYard. But anyway, let me get on with this. So Tamra goes, she's sitting at the table, and she says, you know what? Glendale always does this, right? Whenever he messes up, he wants to do this grandiose thing for Lateshia. Remember when he had the DNA issue? And so since Carrie and her husband is new, they were like, what DNA issue? And they flash back and show when Glendale had cheated on Lateshia, and they took a DNA test with the woman that was pregnant and found out that the baby was not his, okay? And you see Lateshia face on some like she all excited because it's not his baby, right? Okay. And so I bet Carrie and her husband is looking like these people. That's why Carrie said that they ghetto in Jackson, because of that whole situation right there speaks to it being ghetto, right? And so Tamra lets us know he always doing something grandiose whenever he mess up. And I agree with what Tamra said. Every time Glendale do something, child, I got the wrong, why y'all didn't tell me I had the wrong banner up here? This is not the Braxton's review. This is the Bell Collective. Oh my goodness, that is so funny. I did not even notice. But anyway, if you made it this far in the video, you know we talking about the Bell Collective. The wrong banner was up there, child. But anyway, so pan back over to the vow renewal. Lateshia and Glenn is standing there, and they're up there giving their accolades about, I love you and I love you. And Glendale has this one tear coming down his face, which I think that he got a water bottle when producers wasn't looking to squirt in his face, because he didn't look like he was emotional in the least, in my opinion. Okay. And Lateshia just said she loves him very much, and we're going to work on this, and blah, blah, blah. Now, I thought a vow renewal had like a presiding pastor or bishop or something like that lets them reiterate their vows, or maybe let them say something to each other or whatever. This just seemed, they could have did this at the house. They didn't have to have everybody come down to this good old park and bring these chairs and flowers and all this other stuff, right? I mean, really, it was just lackluster. It was very lackluster to me. Okay. Rounding out this episode, let me see. Let me see if I missed anything round out this episode. That was it. Basically, it ended with Lateshia and Glendale doing their vow renewal. And if you ask me, it was very lackluster. And countdown to when he messes up again, because they already renewed at the beginning of the year. Now they turn around renewing again. You know what it reminds me of? Remember, oh my gosh, what's the show? Dang, what's the show? What is that show? It was something on my keyboard, y'all. I'm sorry for blowing. What's that show down in the valley? P-Valley. Okay. I had to think about the song, right? Remember the grand reopening? That's what it remind me of when they saying they doing their vow renewal again. Because I'm like, didn't y'all just renew y'all vows at the beginning of the year or make a recommitment, and now y'all renewing y'all vows? You can do all of this ran that you want to do, Lateshia, but let me just tell you something. Glenn is trash. He gonna have you again, second guessing him again. I'm telling you, it's going, because even Latrice, when they was at her restaurant, she says, what is it? A zebra don't change its stripes, or a tiger don't change its stripes. And Cliff was like, neither one of them changed. And I thought that was funny, but I'm just saying, he's not going to change. How many times you got to recommit yourself to this person? Like when y'all got married the first time, he didn't realize that he was committing to you. Why you got to keep redoing this and redoing it? If I got to keep redoing something with you, then I just need to go ahead and just remove you from the equation. But Letitia's a pygmisha. So she's going to continue to be a pygmisha. She's going to continue to let this guy drag him down. She's going to continue to blame everybody else for her marital problems. And he's going to continue to blame everybody else for his infidelity problems instead of himself and his wandering penis. Okay. Anyway, y'all, this was actually the season finale, which was crazy to me because it didn't wrap up anything. It was just, I didn't like the way this was a season finale. We didn't get like any closure or anybody like what they have coming next, things like that. It just was like a regular episode, right? So next week is supposed to be the reunion, and you know we're gonna get into some things of the things, but Latrice is gonna tell her you need to check your husband and not check me. And I'm like, okay, and I agree. I'm team Latrice in this moment because he's the one that if he was out here fondling around and doing all that he was doing, you wouldn't have no issue with people telling you stuff, okay? It's because of him, right? Sliding people's DMs, okay? And so we shall see the reunion for next week. I will be here to go over the reunion with y'all. If you have not done so already, go ahead and like this video, comment in the comment section, and most importantly, subscribe to the Redefine Me channel. I will be out on, I'm a little early with doing this review because I have another engagement I have to get ready to go to. But I will be out on tomorrow, and we will be doing the Braxton the Braxtons. I love the Braxton Family Values, but we will be doing the Braxtons. I'm gonna just say this: this is my first season reviewing the Braxtons, and this is going to be my last season reviewing the Braxtons because the Braxtons is boring. Okay, they don't have nothing going on. They got the same old stupid stuff. Once Tawanda get married, I don't foresee anything else happening with them. That's all they've been talking about is her marriage. Really just her marriage and Tamar cease and desist. That's it. I'm just sick of it. So once I finish reviewing the Braxtons, it will not happen again for me, baby. So anyway, I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining me until we meet again.